evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be, and aloha. It's my birthday, it's my birthday, it's my birthday, and I came to hang out with some of you. I'm a little bit tired. I should get some coffee, but I don't want to be up that late. It's already 9:25 my time, so I'm going to jump in here and see what is up. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to do the great Star Wars debate, because after that video I did earlier, I have a whole bunch of people in the comments section disagreeing with my take on Star Wars. So I thought it'd be fun to go in there and read some of those and just sort of prompt some discussion on where we might disagree. But right now I am trying to find. I don't know, get back to the channel so I can see what
That's a better background. Keep that one. Oh, never mind.
You're not just gonna stick to one background. Oops. My son likes to distract me.
Some of those are very ugly backgrounds.
Only 2 people watching now. What's up, Norin Rad and Vasco Zuzuz? Happy birthday, happy birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Whenever it was. I hope your last birthday was a good one. This was good. We went out and had some Japanese barbecue, teppanyaki style. So we got to sit around. It's like, if you ever been to a Korean barbecue, you know what I'm talking about. They just have a little grill right there on your table, big vent at the top, and then they bring you raw meats and you cook them up right there, dip them in whatever, and nom 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 nom. Hello, Edwin. Happy birthday. Oh, you're saying happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Michael Pernesti. Edwin, if you want to pop in, let me know. I did not drop a link, did I? Whoops. Let me create. I just asked. I was like, hey, anybody want to come on? And then I completely forgot. Start a video call. I guess you could say I boomered it up. Yeah, Vasco. Most people in the Random Menace think Star Wars pus dead under Disney. A pus? What? Please rephrase. Please rephrase. Alright. Blacklist. Green room. You back from dinner? Absolutely, I am. I'm cooking, then I can come in. Oh, okay. Paste. There you go. Alright, so anyone who wants to pop on in can pop on in. Make sure. Tonsil stone?
Feels like it.
Go do your disgusting noises somewhere else. It's gross, dude. Disgusting. Video blacklist green room. Nope. Blacklist hangouts. Video call. God, he sounds so disgusting. It's disgusting. I can't stand the sound of it. Alright, then I want to drop this a little bit. There we go. Oh, nice. I can actually cover that part up. Alright. So, should anyone decide to pop in, I can just drop them in. What's up, everybody? You can come in after 4 or 4 or 5 now. Take your time, Edwin. Do whatever you want. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday, which is 8 watching. Sad. Happy birthday, Smiller. Yeah, are notifications going out? Are you guys getting notified? Or a no? Oh, as Star Wars A. Think of Star Wars as dead. A pus. That's a really weird autocorrect. As a pus. Yay, another cough stream. You're one to talk, Mike. You spent half an hour coughing the other night. That was fair enough. Thanks for all the content. You're welcome, Kevin O'Doghair. Glad to have you here. Yeah, I got at least one new sub from my Star Wars video. He said he was happy to have someone critiquing Star Wars without just absolutely hating on it relentlessly. And that's kind of where I'm at. And, you know, everyone is entitled to their opinions. And even though, I mean, a lot of the a lot of the critique I hear from guys in the Fandom Menace, I validate the critique is accurate. It still doesn't make me hate Star Wars, and so I can't really go there. What did I get for my birthday? I got a gimbal. Check that out. So my phone, the battery's actually dead, so I can't show you how cool it is. But, you know, you turn it on, and then you can, you know, it does the... So it's not set right now because the balance is off, obviously. But, you know, you can record some really cool, like, action-y stuff. Or, you know, if I want to film me and eating food at an Asian restaurant, it doesn't have to be, here, give me the phone, let me change the thing. You know, it's like, you can film, you can record. And it's even got a little tripod doohickey thing there. So I know I have a little tripod stand, so I could technically just, like, plop that up on a tripod thing. And, yeah. So, really neat. Don't know how much I paid for it for my birthday. But, yeah, man. Very thoughtful gift. And, thank you, Kyung Lee, because that's where my wife got the idea. She saw him with it at San Diego Comic-Con. Perfect Blue for $20. Wow, thank you. Sorry for the jokes. I only take shots when the crowd is still small. Best wishes for you and happy birthday. What jokes? What were you throwing at me? I didn't see. Perfect Blue, Perfect Blue, Perfect Blue. Oh, the cough. It's all right. I ain't so thin-skinned. I can take it when somebody wants to say something funny about me. Or, you know, disagree with me in general. Or call me out. Feel free to call me out on my crap. Lots of people do. I don't cut them out of my lives. It's alright. It's all good. Very dope. I need one of those. Agree to disagree? Who have I cut out of my life for disagreeing with me?
Disagree to agree.
Huh?
I was just saying that.
$120 new. Wow! I was really good to myself. I appreciate it, though. Very dope. I need one of those, says Kevin O'Dogger. Yeah, they're neat. They're neat. Edwin says, we have a glut of entertainment now, so nothing will register on us like that. Yeah, there is a glut. There's too much entertainment. There was a time when I'd have to go and buy Star Wars toys and make my own Star Wars adventures if I wanted some Star Wars. That's cool, huh? It's got the little thing, and then you got your little snowtrooper. Oh my gosh, he's like stuck in the head. Uh-oh. Alright, well, the snowtrooper is jammed in there. But yeah, they're micro machines. It's little guys. You just put them in there. And then you make, you have your own little...
I didn't know you could do that.
What? The door on the side?
The bridge.
Yeah?
I played with that thing so much. And I never knew What?
So yeah, there was a time when we didn't have Star Wars coming out every year or two, when you had to just make up your own Star Wars adventures. It was called having an imagination. And anyways, thank you, Brian Hawkins. Greetings, everyone. Aloha, Comics Bear. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Thank you for your birthdays. Feliz cumpleaños, Miguel says, how do I was? Thank you very much. People want episode 9 to fail, so everyone gets fired, and it forces a franchise reset. You can't reset Star Wars. There's never going to be, I don't know, maybe 50 years from now, you can reboot Star Wars. But you can't franchise reset this thing. It has been a lifetime literally a lifetime in the making. So you take the good, you take the bad. Like I was saying, I understand the arguments, and I can even agree with the arguments about a lot of the bad stuff. And, I will grant you, some of it does make me cringe. But I have to enjoy the parts that I liked. Even though I do admit I have not seen The Last Jedi since it was in theaters. Force Awakens, yeah. Force Awakens I've seen since it was in theaters probably 2, 3, 4 times. And it's funny because everyone was complaining about how it's fan service. That's all right. I'm a fan. I like to be serviced that way. But yeah, I haven't seen the other one yet. Maybe I should sit down and watch it. But oh, he means Retcon 789. You can't. It's too late. Got to start a new franchise. Well, if you're gonna go back in time, don't hate the property, hate the people. They hate the people running it. Oh, they don't hate the property, they hate the people running it. That's fair. I don't hate anybody. I think Rian Johnson. Here's the thing. I was a huge fan of Rian Johnson before The Last Jedi. And I had real hopes because I love Brothers Bloom. Brick is fantastic. Looper's good. I think Looper's the weakest. So I had these huge hopes because I was a fan of him as a writer and a director. But I mean, I guess the proof's in the pudding. I have not seen it since it was in theaters. I've made no effort. I didn't buy the DVD. I bought Force Awakens. I bought the Blu-ray for that, right?
You did?
Didn't I?
When? I thought you bought the Blu-ray for another movie.
I could have sworn I got the Blu-ray for that.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. Yeah. Mad Max I'll watch over and over again. Forget about it. But yeah, if they go back in time and they do some of the history stuff, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not even sure what is and what is not canon anymore. So whatever. When you rewatch it, just look for all the animal rights segments. What? Yeah, Chewie should have ate that porg. I love Rian Johnson's portrayal of every ball in history. Every time I play soccer, it gives me all right, how many of you guys have seen The Brothers Bloom? And watched Brick? I mean, just Brick is this like no budget high school crime noir sort of people talking like they're in some Cary Grant movie, and I just thought it was so unique and so well executed with no budget. I'm like, this guy's got talent. So I was hoping for more. But so I got to enjoy the parts I enjoyed. I'm just being redundant at this point. What is your favorite type of cake? Says the Comics Bear. It's a good question. I don't know, just something good, I guess. Something. I don't really have a favorite. Sorry. And the new EU, old EU, is dead. But what? I know. So what is canon? Are they going to rewrite the canon to the entire expanded universe in order to shoehorn in whatever reality is supposed to be. I mean, some of the books, like the Bane trilogy, right? The books, those were written, I think, after the prequels. So do they count as... Are they canon? I don't know. What the heck is canon? I don't know what's canon. It's driving me crazy.
It's just the movies that were canon.
Just the movies? Well, do you know anything?
No, I remember...
Maybe I should look it up.
I remember it being announced a while ago, and you were talking
I just kind of figured somebody would know in the chat because there's a bunch of Star Wars fans in the chat. So I could just ask the question without having to look it up myself. But nobody apparently wants to tell me. So, what counts as canon in the Star Wars universe? Canon is now up to the fans to decide. Star Wars Canon Timeline.com. Of course there's a Star Wars Canon Timeline.com. The official Star Wars canon consists of the 6 released Star Wars theatrical feature films, the Star Wars animated film and TV series, The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and every other material released after April 25th, 2014, unless otherwise stated by Lucasfilm. So, publication date, Bane Trilogy. Oh. Wow. So Darth Bane isn't even canon now? What about Darth Sidious? Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious isn't even... What? So, like, nothing is canon. Ah! That was a little irritating. Sidious is canon. Well, it says right there, it was published in January 10th, 2012. And unless it's published after April 25th, 2014, it is not canon. So Darth Sidious, apparently not canon. Didn't you draw Darth Bane before? Yeah, I drew a picture of him. Storms raging in OKC near where I live. Oklahoma City almost had a tornado come this way, but it missed us. Prayers for protection would be appreciated. All right, Andy. Father, those who are believers here, we bow our heads before you, and we ask that Andy and his family and his friends are kept safe through some tumultuous weather coming his way. So please comfort him, shield him about with angels, and keep him safe. In Jesus' name, amen. Michael Pernesti, Bane is pre-Disney. Sidious is Palpatine, and Jake Skywalker says his name in The Last Jedi. Well, no. I'm talking about the book itself. I know Darth Sidious is Palpatine, and he is... I'm just saying, is the book canon? The book Darth Sidious. Sid was in the film. Yeah. I'm not talking... Okay. The Plagius novel is not canon. That's what I meant. Plagius. Sorry. What an idiot. But it's all about Sidious. Disney completely nuked decades worth of content for a cash grab. Yeah. Thank you kindly. You got it, Andy. Yeah, I meant the Plagius novel. Sorry. Brain fart. It's just the whole, second half of that book is all about Sidious. So, my brain moved it over. Is there a separate Sidious novel? I can't imagine there is. Because, I think that pretty much covers everything you want to know about him. When was Darth Plagueis? I spelled it Tarth Plagueis. Okay, that was 2007. So 2007, Darth Plagueis. You are right. It is all about Sidious, right? Right. If we lived in a just universe, the Christmas special would be the only canon. Wah, wah. What did I think of the latest Star Wars poster? I thought it was... It totally... It looked like I could have come up with that. And just kind of squirted it out. In fact, I was really thinking about... You know how John was on my stream? He was kind of remaking it as a Drew Struzan version. I was seriously thinking about doing that myself, but... I don't know. I don't think I have that much time on my hands. Too much time on my hands. Take it away. You want me to read some of these comments on my real fan review of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker trailer? What's up, P Money? Yeah, had a good day. Didn't get enough work done, but it is my birthday, so I guess I'll let it slide. Latest Star Wars poster doesn't match the style of the rest. Well, I don't know if you guys watched. I did a Star Wars posters. What's that called? Review? Not really a review. Yeah, kind of a review. I went through all the old Star Wars posters from beginning to Last Jedi. All of the recent Star Wars posters have sucked, except for Rogue One. Rogue One had a really cool poster. But yeah, all the recent ones were just trash. So this does fit along the lines of all the trash posters. How would you rank the 8 saga movies and 2 anthology movies? I would say Star Wars, which people call The New Hope, which I hate calling The New Hope because it's Star Wars. Star Wars, Empire. Star Wars, Empire, Jedi. Rogue One. What was 2 anthology movies? 2 anthology movies? What were the anthology movies? Anyways, Rogue One, then probably The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars, and that frickin' Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace is the worst piece of crap ever. Oh, Solo. Where would I fit Solo in there? That's a good question. After I like Solo better than Last Jedi. So yeah, between Last Jedi and the other one. Revenge tanks that far down. Oh, all 3 of those movies I love, except for Hayden Christensen, who is, I think, just a bad actor. But then again, Mark Hamill's a bad actor too. So I know I get so much hate for saying that. Mark Hamill's not a great actor, guys. I hate to break it to you. But he is, in the entirety of the Star Wars cast, he is the weak link. And Hayden Christensen, also the weak link. So apparently the Skywalkers are just bad actors in general. But that's the thing, is that you had all these great actors in the prequels turning in the worst performances of their careers. Meanwhile, you have all these actors nobody had heard of in these recent movies. Stories and plot holes and wokeness and all that stuff aside, pretty much everyone turned in solid performances. So quality-wise, if you could have taken the performances from the sequels and put them in the prequels, it's a thing. It's if you took all the technical stuff, the performances, the quality of the CG, I mean, if you took all the good stuff out of the sequels and you put it into the prequels, and then you got rid of Jar Jar Binks, you just like threw him down a pit of never-ending hell, then it could have been fun. Corvette Summer. I have seen Corvette Summer. I've seen it like 4 or 5 times. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Devil Sunbird. Solo and Rogue One, side movies, I meant. Yeah, for some reason I totally forgot about Solo. And same thing with Solo. There was stuff in Solo I liked, and there was some cringeworthy stuff, but it would be nice if there was nothing cringeworthy in the last movie, Episode 9. It would just be ultimately refreshing. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not counting on it. If you haven't watched the holiday special, you're not a true Star Wars fan. I haven't watched it since it was on TV when I was a kid. I don't watch it every year. The Phantom Menace is a masterpiece. Fight me, but be gentle. I bruise easily. The Phantom Menace. It's so bad. And I liked it. That's the weird thing. I liked it. Coming out of the theater, I was like, yeah. And then, yeah, the Darth Maul fight scene is the one saving grace of Phantom Menace. That's the one part of the movie you can watch over and over and over again and not be just disgusted by how badly everyone is doing in the movie. But yeah, this young Anakin stealing a plane and saving the day, not even know what he's doing, not even knowing what he's doing, is so freaking stupid. Anyways, I like the Phantom Menace, but I'm the kind of guy that would like documentaries about trade disputes. Oh yeah. And then, hello, we are with the Trade Federation. The prequels don't feel like Star Wars. They don't feel like Star Wars at all, Morgan. That's what always bugged me about the prequels. You know what? If 1980 George Lucas was doing the Phantom Menace, the Trade Federation guys would not have spoken English at all. They would have spoken some alien language. There would have been subtitles. It would have just been like, and then the Jedi would understand him. And then, you wouldn't have these ridiculously cartoonish. That was the cringe level on that, on the little floating Jewish dude, on the oh my gosh, the two-headed sports announcer. Oh, has there ever been anything cringier than the two-headed sports announcer at the pod race? I mean, come on. Come on. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you stopping by. Let's see. What channel did I have this on? All right. Open that back up. I was too young to notice the cringe. I was an adult, Jeremiah. I was an adult when I went and watched it. But even then, I let it all slide. I let it all slide because I love Star Wars and I missed it so much that I let all of that stuff slide. And then when I went back and watched it later after I had just I had gotten over the euphoria of there actually being new Star Wars since the 80s. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. It's the pod race today. Hey everybody, it's so bad.
Whatever. You watched The Last Jedi like 3 times in theaters, I think.
The Last Jedi?
You loved it.
I said I loved it.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't bought it. I didn't buy it.
Hmm?
I didn't buy it. I said I haven't seen it since it was in theaters, and I didn't buy it.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's Eden coming in here trying to say that I'm not telling the truth. Pathetic. Nice try. A New Hope is a drag. No way. No way. What are you talking about? I love the idea of the prequels. Palpatine using Civil War to take control of the public. The execution was terrible, though. Yeah, I agree with it too. And somebody made a great point in. I'm not going to read it, but someone made a great point in the comments that what it was you had George Lucas, this ridiculously wealthy, billionaire, and a bunch of yes men. No one willing to tell him, George, that guy with the 2 heads who sounds like Howard Cosell, you might not want to do that.
Oh, you know what? You wouldn't have to buy The Last Jedi because it's on Netflix.
Oh, it is?
Uh huh.
Oh, I haven't even watched it on Netflix.
Well, you didn't know it was on Netflix.
I didn't look for it.
You're gonna go watch it tonight, man. Oh, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Maybe I should watch it again and look at it with fresh eyes.
I'll watch it.
Yeah? The prequels are the only movies that get better when you deconstruct them. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Yeah, there is a version of that I watched recently where where they cut out about 90% of Jar Jar Binks out of the movie, and it's almost watchable, but it's still crap.
Oh, did you show them your thing?
I did. The gimbal.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
Woo, woo, woo. Gimbal. So expect some really cool, smooth camera stuff at some point. Sequels are redundant and repetitive. I enjoy them, but they're not that good when watching back to back. Do the Phantom Edit. The Phantom Edit. Is that what it's called? The Phantom Edit? Darth Jar Jar for the win. That's another thing, Pernesti. If Lucas had just nutted up and made Jar Jar exactly that, Darth Jar Jar, it would have literally excused it. Because you know what? Goofy Yoda is just about as stupid. Well, okay, not as stupid, but it's the same concept of Goofy Yoda in the beginning, right? And you're like, what the heck? And Luke's like, well, get away, you're so annoying. And that was great. But then when you flip the switch and you find out he's actually Yoda and he's this real serious guy and he was just playing a role, it excused Goofy Yoda. And I think that had you done that, it wouldn't have just excused Goofy Jar Jar, it would have explained how he, accidentally saved the day in the whole battle, right? Because he was using the Force to manipulate, tripping this guy and throwing a bomb, a boomba, whatever it's called, and all that kind of stuff. It would have made Jar Jar at least palatable in all his stupidity. Goofy Yoda was supposed to test Luke's patience, and Goofy Jar Jar tested my patience, Rusty. Tested and failed. Disney should have just adapted The Old Republic. That would have been pretty dope. Pretty dope. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole history. I mean, how old is the Star Wars universe supposed to be? Like a gazillion years? I don't remember the timeline. But there's a whole lot of lore that they could mine. And even if they don't want to use... even if they don't want to say the novels are actually canon, but still say the novels are framework for everything. You know, go in and just sort of rebuild canon, because adapting novels can get a little tedious directly. Says the guy who did the Meg. Yoda was goofy because he was high. He gnawed on the Gimli stick for its sedative qualities, as per legends. They're going to use time travel and repurpose Rey and Kylo Ren into Jaina and Jason Solo. No, they're not gonna end game this. End game. Use time travel to fix all the problems.
It's a cheap way to resolve.
It is a cheap way to resolve things. The Old Republic is like 40,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. The Republic dates back like 10,000 years in the old EU. Okay, Derek, Atechi, fight. You've got 30 years of discrepancy, but 30,000 years of discrepancy between you two. Good night, Custom Elvis. Thanks for popping in. Hey, hit like and share, guys. Like and share. Although 39 likes and 48 watching, that's pretty good. That's not bad. I'm going to share this myself.
Your own video?
I always like my own videos.
Do you like your own Instagram posts?
Sometimes. Thank you, Brandon. Pronesti 100% agree. Plank of wood, blank stare, Daisy, Diddley, Ray, tested my patience. I don't know. She had promise. Pushes eyeglasses up. I hit like for your birthday. Oh, thank you, OP Dog. Thank you. Fight. Just look it up on Wikipedia. The ultimate Star Wars wiki. Star Wars. Happy get older day. I know. 48 years old. Half of my life is gone.
You wish.
My bad. You meant the story history. Bit more than 40 years for sure. Sorry, at work's a half listening. That's all right, Rusty. I'm just glad you're here. Ninja, do you think they'll kill Leia and Lando in this last one?
How are they going to keep Leia going?
I am so curious about what they're doing with Leia. So curious. I don't think they'll kill Lando. I hope they don't kill Lando. Jeez. I also hope they don't have Lando like grinding on the Millennium Falcon. I still say let's just completely ruin it by Kylo going back in time to sleep with Vader's mom. This time Luke would explain why Vader had so much midichlorians. No. James Hayes, half. At least we know he is optimistic rather than acknowledging that he is 2/3 of the way into the grave. What? What? I'll have you know that my great-grandmother lived to be 103, and my grandfather lived to be 93, and all he ever ate was steak and gravy. He wouldn't even eat potatoes. Steak and gravy. So if he can live to 93 on steak and gravy, and I actually eat properly, 93 to 103, that's a good range to get in there somewhere. Sorry.
Right. With your high blood pressure.
Eden, if you can see this, touch your...
Already did.
Oh. Of course she can. She's right here. What are you talking about? They think your vision is bad? Is your vision going?
It is. I can barely read it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Eden, do you want to just like go get on a phone and you can be in here in another room?
Why would I do that? I don't have a phone.
That's true.
I don't have a phone.
She doesn't have a phone. It's true. Let me turn this off because it's annoying me.
But we're going tomorrow, right?
Steak and gravy is keto, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if the gravy part is.
Well, keto, you're supposed to eat greens still.
Yeah, you're supposed to eat greens. My grandfather wouldn't touch a stick of broccoli to save his life. Probably would have saved his life. He was like going blind in the end there. Lando's going to reclaim the Falcon. He should. Dragon says, hey, Mike, I don't know if you know who Big Steve is, but he's having financial trouble. His brother's murderer got off. His nerve damage came back, and it's affecting his heart to give him heart attacks. Holy cow. Wowzers. Yeah, I know who Big Steve is. Actually, he just tweeted to me today. Wow. That's crazy. Well. Financial trouble. His brother's murderer got off. That could be kind of nerve-wracking, I think. Nerve damage came back and it's affecting his heart. Your heart attacks. Man. Alright, well, let's pray for Big Steve. Those who are of a mind too. Lord God, we lift up Big Steve to you. He's going through a really bad patch right now. Didn't even mention it to me. But Father, I pray you surround him with your angels. Give him provision. Give him protection. Give him eyes to see the truth and follow the right path and do right and well by you, and that all things will work for good for him and in your kingdom. In Jesus' name, amen. Pronesti says, I do not eat veggies. It is cruel to eat the food that my food eats. Where's my water?
I don't know.
Could you be a dear and go get me a bottle of water?
Only because it's your birthday.
Only because it's my birthday. Ooh, I'm getting some dropped frame rates. Bad frame rate, everyone. Happy birthday. Thank you, Rodwell Stevens. Thank you. It all hit him in the last few weeks. His brother's murderer got off on his birthday. Rough. Daggone, man. Thank you. What? What's this?
Pistachio chocolate. Probably better frozen, huh?
Oh, it's milk chocolate, though. Pass.
Oh.
Me not liking milk chocolate. Dark chocolate only. I had a best friend. The men in his family didn't live past 60 usually. Did that have anything to do with the women in his family? Eden is blind. All right, let's see. I want to see what some of these comments were.
I'll pick it up.
Oh, what? Yeah, I did.
All right, let's see. Ryan McCarthy said, bringing you Red Eye C3PO. Happy birthday, Mr. Mike. My birthday is today as well. Happy birthday, Ryan McCarthy. Great day for the both of us. The force is strong with you and I. Yeah, Red. Who?
Thomas is
Oh.
gonna kill me.
Oh, it's also Sue's birthday.
Oh.
Oh.
He's gonna kill me.
Why? Tom hasn't even called me.
Oh,
My brother, neither of my brothers have called me on my birthday. It's terrible. They probably, hold on, I'm going to check Facebook. They probably sent me a Facebook. Hey, happy birthday.
Only 'cause
I
Facebook
put this much effort into it.
I think you forgot to call Uncle Tom
I
on
have a
his birthday.
secret project on the realm that you
Revenge.
guys don't know about.
No, I think I did.
And you didn't
Wait,
call
you
Uncle
saw my
Frodo on
phone?
his birthday, I know that.
Yeah, it's Shogo.
Wait, what did you think the project was?
You expect me to remember to call all of my
Oh,
brothers when I'm growing up?
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
There's 4 though.
There are 4 of them. That's 4 times a year you have to remember birthdays. And 2 of them are in December.
Dude, I have like
Is Lone Star 3 your next campaign after Lone Star
10
2?
stacks of emeralds.
What about nuclear family?
Atomic Family?
Atomic. What's
Can you go turn the AC back on? I don't know why it went off. Either that. I don't know. I'll let you know, Ninja. I'll let you know how that works out.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, the only chocolate is dark 80%. Yeah, I don't... Milk chocolate just... Ugh. Yeah.
No, it's emerald too.
Michael Prodesny, my mother hasn't acknowledged my birthday in over 10 years.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
The snap is so
Sorry,
easy
Michael.
for the murder to lose.
I've tried to train everyone in my family not to call me on my birthday. All right, let's go back to... Nexus Video said, I like the prequels. There were some cringy moments in the first two, but overall, a good story was told. Rogue One was the only Disney Lucasfilm that came close to the spirit of the original George Lucas-led films. Why was Rogue One so much better? Right? How did they manage with Rogue One to just get it right? Because I really liked Rogue One. I'm kind of bummed my kids didn't like it.
I keep forgetting Nicole is unknown.
The kids didn't, I don't know. I think it's because everybody died at the end. You know, the kids are like, But I thought it was just a really well done, good, excellent movie. And it rolls right into Star Wars. So. Seamus McCallahan said they released Star Wars during the summers. They re-released Star Wars during the summers. I would get dropped off regularly.
Is he behind me?
I guess he's young. Rogue One was new. No previous content to carbon copy. No Mary Sue's. Super Crusader said he hated Rogue One. Super Crusader, how old are you? 456 holds that nostalgia in my heart. 456 holds that nostalgia in my heart. 456 is one number. I liked it, but it could have been better. Well, you can say that about most things. The acting was excellent. Yeah. It was made before the pod people took over completely. Was it, though? Because wasn't it made after? Well, yeah, maybe you're right. They didn't have to try to reboot. And I think that's what the fan service was about in The Force Awakens. It was so much just sort of rebooting.
Being murderer is the most fun.
Hi, Edwin.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Hey, Mr. Miller.
All right, say that again. You were muted.
So that's upstairs.
I said aloha and happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much. I am now 3 years older than you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You are closing in on 5-0 with a quickness.
Yeah, we don't mention
that. See, I'll be cool because I'll be Hawaii 5-0.
Oh, funny. Funny. Art to Bear says he can't make it. Try and have a happy birthday without me, though. Fine, Art. I will. I already did. Did you see the gimbal I got?
I did not see the gimbal you got.
For
Ain't
my
no
birthday.
gimbal like
Yeah.
the one I got.
So I put the phone right here, and it's like super duper smooth, steady cam, so I can do like some cool video stuff with my phone. Stepping up my game.
JoJo's gonna chop down a tree with that within the month. I guarantee
That's
it.
a good point. I need to put that out of his reach. What do you think about Rogue One?
You know, I have not seen it. I did see some fight scenes with, is that Donnie Yen?
Donnie Yen. That's another thing. I love Donnie Yen.
The clips I saw of Donnie Yen made the film look very cool. If I can
It was. It's a good
talk
movie.
my wife into watching it.
I enjoyed it a lot. Pernesti says, I thought Miller was 52 or 53 years old.
Dang.
I'm upstairs.
Honestly.
He's a panther.
Birthday presents rule. Yeah. My mom bought me another Hawaiian shirt and 2 bottles of wine, so I'm okay there
Nice.
too.
You're okay for the next 2 days?
I'm okay for the next 2 days. I've got 2 bottles of wine and a shirt to pass out in.
Let's see, Rogue One, did it have like a subplot where one of the girls' father is the one working on the crystal for the Death Star? The
Yeah.
crystal.
Yeah. That's the one. It was great. It filled in a plot hole that was 40 years old.
You know, after watching that footage a couple times, but I'm a little bit different than everybody else. That first time I saw the preview for Rise of the Skywalker, I was like, huh, that sounds cool. I thought it was a well done preview. You know, whether or not the movie is as cool as the preview, you know, time will tell.
My thing was they were targeting it towards like not embittered fan. They were targeting it towards just fan. It was total. That commercial was nostalgia fanboy service, right?
Well,
2/3 of it was tying in all of our old feelings to the new. And you know, the more jaded reviewers are saying that's cheating. You know, you're trying to delve into this nostalgia, but that's what you're trying to get back to, right? You're trying to get back to, this is supposed to be Star Wars. This isn't supposed to be somebody else's political propaganda that you're shoving down our throats. This is Star Wars. And so, yeah, and a couple of the scenes, I thought that the thing that kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say ruined it, but if anything ruined it, it was that double-bladed lightsaber. The butterfly knife lightsaber. It just looks so hokey. Because, you know, they clip that little scene out as a GIF, and you can see it anywhere you click on Twitter, and she's just so stiff, and she's just like...
Just the motion on it is so kind of... It's awkward.
Yeah, super awkward. I thought I didn't like that.
You can't really... I don't know, unless you got like nunchucks or something, you just cannot make that motion look cool.
I bet you I could. But Rey could not. Maybe that thing was just too heavy for her. But that's the thing. You knew she was going to end up with a double-bladed lightsaber at some point because she started off with a bow staff.
All right, so there is a quote... There is a quote that is attributed to Aristotle, but it is probably from Will Durant. And that is, we are what we repeatedly do, what we practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excellence is not an act, but a habit, right? And so there's some truth to that. Whatever you practice, you will get better at. And or you will become.
Yeah.
You train certain pathways. And I wonder sometimes, every time like the new bit of pop culture comes out, the new comic book, the new movie, you've got a group of people who have trained themselves to have a negative reaction to it. Right? To find out what's wrong, and to exaggerate its flaws, and so you have people training themselves to find everything lacking, and to only taking joy in dissecting, you know, things to death, and never practicing, you know, looking for the good things or finding some simple pleasure in something.
Yeah, but there
are things that are poorly constructed. Like I still, I told you I read the novel for The Last Jedi, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is just not. It's not a strong story.
I tried to read the novel for The Force Awakens, and honestly, I just got a little bored with it. I bought it. I'm like, oh, this should have. I'm like. Yeah.
It's a lot of the lines of the alien speak are just right in there, and it is painful after a while.
Yeah.
You know, or reading someone describing like a maintenance procedure, unless you just really absolutely love Star Wars minutia, it's stuff that could be glossed over.
To all the new people saying happy birthday, thank you very much. Muerta, no, it is not my 62nd birthday. Thank you, though. And Kentron Yad says, some people hate things because it's good for their YouTube channel. Yeah. And some people... never mind. Yeah, buy yourself a great gift on Mike's birthday by getting Lone Star and Monster Hunt. Amen. Amen. Thank you, P Money.
Well, I make my wife nuts sometimes because I don't unless I'm actively paying attention to it. Like I don't like having a lot of background noise
Yeah.
or multi. In fact, I read something about multitasking today that was interesting. What it's suggesting is that people are training or are losing some of their ability to pay attention in their short-term memory because they're paying shallow attention to so many things. And the more you multitask, the more you actually decrease your working memory.
Yeah. There was studies that multitasking actually you get less work done.
Yes.
I knew something like that.
Why should I lower my expectations for mega corporations? Asks Morgan Begg. Was someone suggesting that?
Why should I lower my expectations? You should just not lower your expectations, but you should calibrate your expectations. A lot of these.
Hold on, John Chidester said, "Oof, canceled my membership on your birthday. My bad. Just going into an income dry period of school." I understand, John. I understand. This is frill stuff. You don't have to. Nobody has to be a member. I would appreciate it if everyone just joined as a member for my birthday and then just maintain that until my next birthday, so I could guilt you into it again for the next year. That'd be great. But I understand if you don't.
So what I was going to say though is that most mass entertainment products, they're going to have a couple of scenes, a couple of moments that people are really going to enjoy, and then a lot of it is just going to be broadly accessible kind of mass-produced stuff. Assembly line. It's just how it works.
Yeah, you know what? There's always going to be stuff people hate about even stuff they love.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid the just abject hatred of the Ewoks.
Yeah. I never cared for the Ewoks myself.
Yeah.
That was kind of, and Jar Jar was just kind of grating.
Jar Jar is horrible.
How many comic books do you think you've read in your life?
Well, I don't know. Honestly, not as many as you'd think, because there was a long spell between 7th grade and high school where I couldn't read them because my dad wouldn't let me.
Oh, interesting.
But then I was living at my mom's house, so they got divorced. Your rules no longer apply.
The reason I asked that is the first comic book you read, the first dozen comic books you read, almost leave like an indelible impression on you, right? Mm-hmm. Particularly if you read them when we were growing up, when you guys probably didn't have cable. Let's see, you're 48, so
no, and my street didn't get cable until we never the house I grew up in, we never got cable. So when I eventually moved in high school, that's when I started getting cable at the other house.
And your dad was an early adopter with computers, but you were probably about 10 years old before you played a computer game.
No, well, computer game or Pong.
Oh yeah, Pong. Well, I mean,
we had Pong
game.
fresh out the gate.
Right.
Early 70s.
But my point is,
yeah, go ahead.
Like, how many tablets are in your household now? Like, how old is JoJo?
JoJo is 9, and yes, he has
JoJo
his
is
own
9.
tablet.
And he can get on YouTube.
Gets on YouTube all the time.
He has access to literally 10,000 times more entertainment than we have.
Yeah.
When we were kids. And so when you saw a movie like Star Wars or E.T. or Back to the Future, it stood out. Like when Star Wars came out, the first one, there's nothing like it.
That's right.
There were some science fiction movies before then, but there was nothing like Star Wars.
Yeah. I know. And it's funny because looking back at the other science fiction of the day, none of it holds up. Right?
Yeah.
Somehow George Lucas figured out how to create something that is timeless. You know? Absolutely timeless. And a film shot 76 for 40, is it 44 43 years ago? It still holds up. The original cut, not this CGI crap. Right? The original cut still holds up. Battlestar Galactica doesn't even hold up.
No.
And that was later.
It has
That
its
was in the
moments.
80s.
It has its moments, but it doesn't hold up.
So yeah.
Though every time we drive through, you remember the H3 tunnel or the polytunnel?
Goes through the mountain in
Yeah.
Hawaii.
When I'm going through there when it's dark outside, it feels like one of those ships being like when Starbuck is being launched out in this
Launch tube. Yep.
yeah. That's what it feels like. Yeah, with the lights whizzing by. Yeah.
Brandon Moore says puppets are better than CGI. Yeah, which is funny because they ended up. Oh well, they started with the puppet. That was weird. The puppet Yoda in Empire was better than the puppet Yoda in Phantom Menace. You had like an additional how many years to make puppets better, and it was worse.
So what I'm getting at though is that we were born at exactly the right time. Because we were not inundated. We had some technology that made life simpler and better, right? If you were born in the 80s, depending on where you lived and what your parents did, most of us had much more affluence than our parents would have had when they were kids, right? And so we had access to things.
80s were booming, man.
But at that time, we got the first video games, we got the first computers, we got the first CGI, we got the first special effects.
Just go? Your mother wants you. Just go. Or I will end that game right now.
we got to experience a number of things first. And so you weren't jaded to those things, right? OP Dunk says we witnessed multiple transitions rooted in Moore's law. Sure, the doubling of processing power. Sure, absolutely. But when we received it, when you receive these things, since no one had ever received them before, it leaves like such a strong impression. But you can't.
Oh, is she?
It is very hard for something made now to recapture that same feeling, just because we've experienced so many movies, so many stories, so many. I mean, even going to the grocery store now, when you go down to H Mart, you can get all kinds of crazy food right there at your. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Good night, Morgan. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the birthday wishes.
And so now when something is good and it even evokes part of that feeling, you realize how good that thing is, because we're also jaded and so critical. And we've got so many things vying for our attention. You know what I mean? And it's the first time you experience something is amazing. The 1,000th time you experience a similar thing, it just doesn't register the same way.
Yeah. It's a little funny for me because I'm by nature a critical person. But I don't know, for some reason I don't know what it is about Star Wars. I want to love it, and so I kind of let that override my criticisms of the parts that I know are wrong. I mean, I listen to these guys and their arguments and their dissections, and I can't argue. I mean, most of the stuff they say is accurate, right? But somehow or another, I can't just let it destroy my entertainment.
No, when I mean, what is the point? I mean, you spend most of your week making entertainment for other people,
I'm
right?
so glad I
Yeah.
got it. I don't
He's
have
true.
I don't have I don't have
And so you have to believe that what you're doing can entertain something, and that people can be entertained. And at some point, once you've read something a couple of times, you do want to look at it with a critical eye. But I'm sure that you hope when people have Lone Star Solo the Soldier in their hands, and they're going to reread Heart of the Hero a couple times first as they're waiting for it to come, and then you hope when they get Solo the Soldier in their hands, they're going to love it, right? Not
Yeah.
that they're going to chop it to pieces, but they're going to love it. They're going to have that emotional reaction, that satisfaction of great art and a good story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. 51 people watching and 59 likes. It's a record.
Hey,
Awesome.
let's see. Crypto Comics has a comment for it. You want to get it, or you
Go
want
ahead,
me to get
go
it for
ahead.
you? Mike, I just finished reading the Deal with the Devil 5-issue miniseries. Would love to hear your memories of starting Alias and what you learned from that experience.
She's back there.
Get it in writing. That is what I learned from that experience. Get it in writing. Particularly if you're going into business with a friend. Get it in writing. Good fences make good neighbors.
It is hard to do business with friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it can be great, but as great as it can also be horrible, and then sometimes the friendships don't survive that.
Yeah, yeah. And this was hard. That was a hard thing to go through because we were still friends, still love the dude. But we were just on different
See,
sides of
this-
the understanding, different perspectives, let us just call it.
This comes from Dead Punk Gage. He says, "Aloha, Mike and Edwin. Happy birthday, Mike, and God bless."
Well, thank you. Thank you. Memories starting it. No, it was good. I mean, we started Alias. My partner ended up getting, backers. See, he came from the publishing world, the periodical world, magazines. And I explained to him the reality of comics, that it is guaranteed sales. And he's like, that's insane. Right? The idea that, because in magazine publishing, just the way comics used to be when there were newsstands and stuff, you send them the magazines, right?
Got 'em.
And if you ship 100,000 magazines,
No. It was
50,000 of them come back.
Right. Yeah.
You have to pay for the shipping, you have to pay for the printing, you have to pay for all that stuff, and your profit gets chopped in half because they couldn't sell it on the newsstand. And I told him, no. In the direct market, when they buy their comics, the retailers buy the comics. That's the end of the food chain, right? I mean, not the end of the food chains. Hopefully, they will sell those comics. But he's like, I don't have to deal with returns. Let's start a freaking company. And I had content, and I was like, so we were developing, and we'd picked up other guys to fund, projects we thought were great, Lions, Tigers, and Bears, and Chrono Mechanics, and some other stuff. And we're like, we were going through Image, and first we start with Lullaby, which was a huge success. Then we did Lions and Tigers and Bears, which was another good success. And then we did Imaginaries, which was it was a moderate success at Image. It did pretty well, but not as well as Lullaby. Lullaby was just... And then I had sent Deal with the Devil in to Eric previously to get confirmed because, we were funding these projects, which meant we were investing thousands and thousands of dollars into the development of projects. And so I'd sent him the sample, I'd sent him the preliminary, the pitch, whatever. And he's like, yeah, okay, we'll do that. And then it came time to actually solicit, and I sent it in, and he said, "Oh yeah, we're not doing that." And I'm like, "Mother."
Stop saying merch.
I'm like, "Dude, you said, and we spent all this money." He's like, "Yeah, but I just don't think that's gonna sell." And I'm like, "Well, we already spent all this money on it. We're not gonna just not do it." So I talked to my partner. I'm like, let's just launch our own publishing company. And so we did. Took Lullaby and Imaginaries and Lions, Tigers, and Bears away from Image, and launched Alias on its own. So that was the beginning of Alias. Alias was founded because Eric Larson was incapable of keeping his word.
There's only one person for
Slick Jimmy Speaks says, "Happy birthday, Mr. Mike Miller."
Well, thank you, Slick Jimmy. I appreciate it. And it's at Blacklist Universe if you want to at me, Slick Jimmy. Most businesses fail. Most relationships don't survive being in business with each other, says Dragon. Atechi Duran with a good question. Is marriage a business deal? Edwin's not.
No. No.
It is a contract. No.
What was the legend of Isis?
One of my friends, Darren Davis, was who I don't really consider a friend anymore, but we were friends back then, and actually we hired him to work at the studio, at the office. But he had a series of projects that he was working on, and so we published his books, Blue Water Productions, I think it was called at the time. So it was Isis, it was 10th Muse, it was Victoria's Secret Service, a handful of books from Darren, and Isis was that the character Isis from, DC has an Isis, Marvel has an Isis, everybody has an Isis. It's like Thor. All right, Mortal V, is John Malin streaming? Is that what's going on here?
Oh, I didn't know y'all had published some Packins Land.
Yeah, we published Alias Comics, Packins Land. John Malin is streaming, and he has 669 people watching.
John Malin does?
Mm-hmm.
That's unusual. Is he doing Jack?
I'm going to guess. Oh, no, Ethan's on there with him.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, that's a lot for Malin to pull.
I'm not listening, but someone in the chat says Ethan sounds like he is dead inside.
Oh, no. Well, that's not good.
John has removed my wrench.
Oh, was someone picking fights with you and you put the squelch
did
on them?
indeed. That's right. That is correct. Sketch Therapy was, as soon as I came on, he started going at me. So I blocked his account, and then his sock puppets arose one at a time. And then he kept sitting there pretending that it wasn't him, but he's saying the exact same stuff and spamming it from every single account. So I was just blocking all those accounts. And I was like, all right, guys. Oh, well.
It'll be all right. It will be
Well,
all
I mean,
right.
it's I think it's ridiculous because this is what he did to Kenzie.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for not standing up for Kenzie more so. I mean, she might have her own issues, but what Sketch was doing to her was relentless and freaking evil. You know?
It takes it, and I don't want to beat up on Sketch on your birthday. Sometimes when you're trying to understand everything that's going on, like if it's a night like this with just 55 people and we're just having a nice conversation and chat is moving at a nice pace, it's easy to see things go by. But then you start trying to unravel stuff, later on if people have complaints and people can be emotional about things, and it's hard to get a feel for what's going on sometimes.
Hey, Big Steve's in the chat, brother. We prayed for you earlier.
Hey, Big Steve. I hope you're doing okay tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get in. John's whole thing is, well, what are you going to do? How's that helping? And I'm just like, I'm not going to just do nothing. You got to do something. You got to do something.
What is this? Something I still cannot wrap my brain around, and maybe it's because I don't derive my income or my livelihood from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this willingness to any creator who says a sideways word. You can have an hour rant about them. You can tear somebody's life's work down. That's no problem. You can criticize this or that. You can call things soy based. When I say you, I mean the general you. I don't mean you, Mike Miller. But if someone is just behaving terribly or horribly to another person, there seems to be this resistance, like we can't just say, hey, we're adults here. And there is normative behavior, and you are so far outside of normative behavior that you either need to modify your behavior,
Elijah.
or you need to go somewhere else, right?
I'll just boil it down for you. It's because Sketch super chats. If Sketch never super chatted, they wouldn't give two rats ass about it. I guarantee you. I mean, Cecil even said as much.
But you want to have a group of people who will stay with you for years and years, and hopefully a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
hopefully, in 2029, when we're talking about whatever project Elijah or Eden is getting ready to launch and everybody's getting fired up about it, hopefully we'll have some of these same faces.
Yeah. I know you don't want to rag on the Sketch thing, but I mean, it chased off not just Kenzie, but a group of people.
Yeah.
From supporting us as creators.
Yes.
And if you can't correct somebody's behavior, what?
Dude,
I don't know.
Well, if you can't at least identify what desirable behavior is, it's just I'm kind of uninterested in anybody. If you're unwilling to take a moral position, right?
Yeah.
I
Principles
don't
over
wanna hear
profits.
I don't want to hear your opinions about SJWs or saving something for somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a mending guy.
At least SJWs have some kind of principle. It may not be a good one, but they have.
Do they? Do they though?
There's also one
I still imagine that most people believe. Nobody believes they're the bad guy. Nobody ever believes they're the
No,
bad guy.
of course not. Of course not. But you have to have principles. You have to have principles. Principles over profits. That's bottom line with me. I wish it was the bottom line with everyone I interacted with. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Crypto Comic says the lull in drama is the best thing CG has done in 2019. Lulls.
Kintron Yen says, Mitch likes to say, if you want a healthy garden, you have to pull the weeds. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I referred to them as cancer, but whatever. That's the same thing. If you want a healthy body. You got to excise the cancer. Big Steve says he appreciates that. Thank you for your appreciation, Big Steve. Thanks for all you guys have done. You deserve the 1,000 viewers, but Hive Mind is strong. Yeah. Whatever. I want to grow, honestly, I want to grow an audience of people who don't want to be constantly fed vitriol and anger. You reap what you sow, and I want to sow an audience that believes in being good, doing good, principles before profits, you know? And that's who's here. All you guys, you are the principled. You are the most principled among us because you're on my show on my birthday. Thank you very much.
Well, principles will, over time, principles will bring profits. They will.
Doesn't matter if they do.
Yeah. But if you look, and we don't want to get into like prosperity gospel, but Abraham and Job were some of the wealthiest. The patriarchs were some of the wealthiest. You know, up until maybe the time of David and Solomon, were some of the wealthiest people in the world, if not the wealthiest people.
Yeah, I agree, but it's just not. We live in a world where, brother, you and I live better than Abraham and Job.
Yeah, we do. We do. Well,
you can
maybe.
You can be a lower middle class in the Western world and live better than the royalty mentioned in the Bible. And so what if they have?
We got to correct James Hayes.
What's
because
he say?
he's trying to put out some pro-gray propaganda. He says James Hayes. He says, yes, losing his wrench taught Mike to sympathize more with us poor grays in chat.
Yeah, after I lost my wrench yesterday on John's stream, I wrote, Gray Pride. What's up, Dennis? My bro. Dark Admiral, did you have a nice dinner for your birthday? Yes, we went to Japanese teppanyaki. Teppanyaki or yakiniku? Teppanyaki, yeah. Cooked up some delicious, overpriced Kobe beef, and my wallet is much lighter and my belly is full. So, yeah, it's when you're paying for 8 people to eat dinner at a place like that. my daughter's like, looked at the bill, or she didn't see the bill. She saw I had the bill, and she's like, how much is it? I'm like, it's a cell phone. Because she wants a cell phone.
Get it next year. I got to get you to come out to one of these comic conventions, or maybe 2021, and then we can go do yakiniku.
Maybe. I mean, if I'm gonna do another con, I'm gonna do it places that I just want to go and hang out. You know.
Yeah.
So. Perhaps.
Oh, dude, though, Sunday we went. My wife's childhood friend was here in Hawaii. They are staying at Disney Aulani. They are paying $800 a night.
It's crazy.
That is insane.
Crazy.
No. Superman.
Let's see.
What? I just heard somebody going Superman.
Oh, no. Elijah's playing a game and being loud in the background, so whatever. Big Steve says you are right about sketch super chats. Yeah, I know. They all admitted it. It's all about, hey, somebody's going to pay money to us, then he's allowed to be as much of a nuisance in chat. Meanwhile, they're sitting there saying, now you're going to have to be nice. It's like, he's not going to be. You either block him and you block every sock puppet that comes up, or he's just going to continue the same behavior. Yeah. And granted, he's broken. I understand that, but you can't let the nuts run the asylum. You chase off all the normal people.
Yeah. Mike McCullum has a question for you. He says, are you going to do WonderCon next year, Mike?
No. Nope, Mike. No more WonderCons for me. doubt I will bother trying to get San Diego placement again. Just no interest.
I would almost like to go to that Bell County event in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think like next year Weldon's going to be there. I mean, just a ton of people are going to be there. It sounds like they had fun.
I'm done having fun at cons.
Just work, huh?
I have fun right here in this nice new chair.
But you know what? When I went to that
Hey,
one,
I can say I got this for my birthday. I bought this for myself for my birthday. There we go.
when I go to cons, I just live stream, run around, interview people, and have fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised I didn't get kicked out though. I'm so loud in person.
Oh, I'm gonna be doing or I've scheduled an interview with someone. I'm not gonna say who it is. I'm gonna shoot it over to you on Twitter, not in the Blacklist Green Room. I'll share this privately. Let's see, where are you?
Dooba-dooba-doo, where are you?
This is a guy who sends me a message once a year when Facebook tells him it's my birthday. And so I took the opportunity to say, "Hey, would you like to be on my or to do an interview?" And he's like, "Well, I live 8 hours different from you, so let's schedule it." Did you see it?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out which one that is though, because that could be a couple of different people.
See it? I texted it to you. TR French for $5 says, "Happy birthday, Mike. I've got the DC Universe subscription for a month or so. What is your best DC work that you would recommend I look at?" The Injustice stuff. What do you think? Would that be a good interview?
That'd be super cool.
I think I need to. I haven't even read it. I've just seen the movie.
You'll have to clean your room.
I will not.
Or put up a banner, put up a suitable banner or something. All right, we got a couple of people trying to lobby you now. Dark Admiral March here says you should convince Blacklist Universe to come to Heroes Con in beautiful North Carolina.
I haven't been to Heroes since 1995.
And Slick Jimmy Speak says, come to Fan X SLC. That's got to be Salt Lake City.
Yeah, it is. It's always on Easter.
I'll buy you lunch. Oh, we can't do that then.
Yeah. WonderCon is in Anaheim, Mike. I know, Mike McCollum. I know where WonderCon is. Why are you... these are schemes and scams, Mike. You need to share publicly. Well, here's the problem, Crypto. If I said who it was publicly, and someone in the SJW movement found out, they would probably contact said person and be like, "You can't do an interview on Mike Miller's channel."
He's a Japanese ultra-nationalist, MAGA supporter.
Yeah. So we're just going to do a taped interview first. And then what I'm thinking about doing is doing, I don't know, maybe do it like, 20-minute, half an hour interview, something like that. And then clip some highlights out of it, maybe a 5 or 10-minute highlight video to post on a bigger website. Maybe ask Gary, Nerdrotic. Maybe ask Geeks and Gamers so that they could have the content, but have the content point to the full interview on my channel. Yeah. Because they don't do long videos anyways. And if I do a longer video, it'd be like, hey, if you want to watch the rest of this interview, go ahead. Subscribe to Blacklist Universe.
What would be interesting, like, so say around that Bell County, what would be interesting would be to get a small like party room or a small convention room in the hotel, and then pre-plan like a meetup, because there's already a lot of people going and already and then so like knock off the convention business, like at 4 or 5, and then just go have a party in the room and get to hang out with everybody and actually have fun.
Yeah. Conventions.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know if you get everybody to go. I mean, depends on who's going. There's certain people I don't want to deal with. It is what it is. And James Hayes says, George R.R. Martin, Mike Miller, 60 Minutes, only on YouTube.
Then we could actually do a live theatrical reading of Lone Star.
Boy, we do need to do a dramatized motion comic of that to put up on my channel. We could just do it like in little scenes, a scene at a time, little motion comics, because motion comics they're going to bring in a lot of viewers, I think. Could be.
What would you have to do for production wise? What would you have to do?
Well, we'd have to do the voiceovers,
Right.
and then we'd have to have Elijah cut in all the video.
Well,
all the scenes.
Eden can probably do the one voice.
Mm-hmm.
You do need a voice for a couple of the people. You'd need somebody who can do a vaguely European accent. That'd be fun.
Yeah. You should do a motion comic or an audio play with voice actors and sound effects. Yeah, Elijah can do all the sound effects. He just downloads them. And actually, I have access to voice actors.
Wait for what?
Like, doing Lone Star as an animated comic. Maybe. My daughter has an acting class full of actors. Edwin Boyett does a great Alex Jones. Do you?
I can't. I don't want to do it right now.
We're turning the frogs gay.
I'll scare my dogs.
Get Brian Shearer and Elliot to help you with the voices.
Oh yeah, that's true too. You could have Elliot be the MS-13 guys.
Are you saying we have to have an Hispanic playing the Hispanics?
Well, he does some good Hispanic voices, so that'd be fun. Down whenever you want to do it, man.
Yeah. Gotta. I mean, put another thing on the plate, right? How many dishes am I spinning?
Yeah. Well, you gotta focus on the big things first.
I know. I should be inking right now, but
I'm guessing you did not draw today since it was your birthday.
I got a very little done.
Okay, so you're working on page 17 of 24?
Yeah.
All right. And that's on Monster Hunt.
Yep.
I forget where you were at, where you left out on Soul of the Soldier. How many?
27 or 28.
It's not bad, man.
So I got about 20 pages, roughly.
You're halfway through it, dude.
I am. I'm halfway there, which is not far enough.
But tomorrow you do need to get back on the saddle on Monster Hunt. Where's the current page you're working on Monster Hunt? I know it's got to be close by you.
Right here. Yeah, so I'm done with the bottom double page panel. Or done with the bottom. Let's see. Here, I'll just disappear you real
Now I
quick.
really don't care about the maps. I like all the maps. Except for the cargo map. Cargo's the worst.
Oh yeah, that is sick, dude.
So I started working on the panel, so I'll just be working the panels across. Maybe I can get that done tomorrow. I'll give it a shot.
Are you coming out of the class?
But yeah, this is. My wife's like, "Why do you do that?" I'm like, I like doing that. I mean, come on. I'm the guy who drew that 138 Narutos fighting the Akatsuki for fun.
Yeah, that's some straight up Secret Wars action.
Right?
Yeah,
There
that
you go.
might even be denser than Secret Wars.
She's wearing a sweater.
Dark Madroll says, I'm so glad I backed this. It looks great. Thank you, Art March Hair. Thank you. Oh.
But after you finish this one, there's not another double page spread, right? That's it. This is the last double page, right?
I hope so.
All right, so that gives you 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 7 pages after this one.
Yeah. Yep.
You should, if
It's
you
all
can-
fighting though.
if you can do work you're proud of, then you should try and finish up that double page tomorrow.
Well, yeah. That would be ideal.
Because Wednesday you'll get to draw some during the morning, but then we've got drawn and quartered Wednesday night, yeah?
Yeah.
And are you going to want to draw after drawn and quartered, or are you going to want to you're probably going to want to goof around for a little bit and then go to bed?
I don't know. I mean, I can stay up and work until 2 in the morning, whatever. But preferably I like to, get in bed and watch something with the wife for an hour or two. Hey, we watched this miniseries Trust. It's on Hulu. It's about the John Paul Getty III kidnapping. Wow, what a crazy, crazy story that is. I think it's 10 episodes long. I don't know if you have Hulu.
We may.
Yeah, but it's John Paul Getty was the richest man pretty much on earth. His nephew fakes a kidnapping, and so he won't pay, but then the fake kidnapping turns into a real kidnapping, and Getty negotiates with the guy, but then he's so stingy that he wants to loan his son money to pay the ransom, and the son won't take the loan because I'm spoiling it here, but it's just so screwed up. They're about to kill him, and he forces this kid to cut off his ear to prove to them that this is a real kidnapping, right? And to kind of get him on the ball, because they're just sitting there. He's been kidnapped for months at this point, and the guys the mafia has him, and they're what the hell, why won't these guys pay? And he's you don't know my dad. It's just so messed up, but it's if you got Hulu, you should check it out. It's called Trust.
I got a couple of birthday wishes for you. This comes from Winamp. He says, "Happy birthday, Mike."
Well, thank you.
Let's see. Daniel Liebert says, "Blankless Universe, happy birthday, Mike. Count many more years."
Too. Oh, Malin's done. A few more people have trickled in.
And then Ben Punchetti says, "Happy birthday, Mike."
Thanks, everybody. Last Crusader lost his cat is here. Happy birthday, you dirty boomer. Thank you. How did you know I was dirty? Do I look dirty? Does my hair not look clean?
You got some grays hiding in there? Is that why you're using the soft focus?
I do have some grays. You just can't see them because they're few and far between. Yeah, I was saying that earlier in my earlier show. It's my mom, man. She's 79 years old, and she's got gray hair, but it's just a trickle, a little bit of gray. You could see it with when her hair. She hasn't dyed her hair in a while. It's you see some gray hairs, but it's not you're half her age, and you're salt and pepper. That's what I mean. Is that just gray? That's not salt and pepper. What do you call that?
Oh, I missed him.
I'm getting to the point where I'm more salt than I am pepper. My hair started growing gray at 25 though.
Is that something about North Carolina? My friend Randy Green, man, his hair went full white by the time he was 40.
I think it was probably the Army and who knows what else.
Randy was not in the Army.
Did Randy smoke? It could be associated with
I
smoking.
do not think so.
Last Crusader lost his cat. Says, Mike, I'm 35 and you are killing me in the hair game. I'm losing it.
I'm sorry. Try biotin. Try biotin. Good for your hair, your nails, and I think your bones and your skin, probably.
Grecian formula.
Greasy formula.
About 8 years ago, I dyed my hair brown, and
Yeah.
I looked at myself in the mirror, and I just started laughing at myself. And I never worried about it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you look respectable like that.
I do need to get a haircut, though. I am getting a little shaggy. I need to get it trimmed up just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a nice thing about me. I don't have to worry about that. In fact, I chopped chunks of my hair off. The end of my hair looks terrible because I chopped chunks of it off to make paintbrushes at church camp. So it's like, I think I whacked about 6 inches off with a knife, by the way.
With a knife?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. So for anybody who just joined us, we were getting some updates on Lone Star and Soul of the Soldier, and got an update on Monster Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So on Monster Hunt, Mike is on page 17 and 24, and that is a big old insane double page spread. That you're about 2/3 of the way through that thing. Was any of the bottom point inked? I'm sorry, I just can't remember.
Was any of it what?
Was any of the double page? Have you inked any of the double page?
All of this. Hold on. Let me turn you off again. Everything you see in black is inked. So none of that is pencil.
I'm letting YouTube catch up. Oh yeah. I can see it.
Oh, I missed it. It's okay. It's charging up again.
I wish it was better resolution. But for some reason my good camera is kind of crapped out, so I'm using my secondary camera. And then I just have this one panel there that I've been working on.
Yeah,
But yeah, back on that tomorrow. Actually, I might, it depends on what time I get off of here. I might do some more tonight.
All right, so 17 out of 24 pages for Monster Hunt, and then that needs to go to the colorist.
It's already at the color. Well,
Some of it is getting colored.
yeah, actually, yeah, where is he on that? I told him just maybe like 2 or 3 pages a week would be fine for now, because I want him to do his best stuff.
Right.
But he hasn't showed me anything, so I better ping him. Somebody asked me, what about the Meg? I'm still waiting on Bill. As you guys know who have been checking out my updates. Actually, let me see if he's written me. Okay, my last update from Bill was 4 days ago, and he said I'm finally back to work. Had a setback last week, had me back at the doctor. I fainted, fell, and scared the heck out of my family. I'm always thinking of you, and will be uploading Deal with the Devil tonight. 6gun, I need some help with issue 6. Do you have a PDF of it? All the pages are numbered wrong. What? And that is the issue back there. Can you send?
Okay, it's not Templar Knight.
I'm not going to read this. He gave me a whole thing on what has been going on, and it's
It's not the other.
it's just pretty rough right now. So we need to just keep Bill in our prayers.
Mm.
But I can't just take it away from him. I'm not taking it away from him unless he wants to go that route himself.
Yeah.
That's how long it usually takes.
Sean Campbell wished you a happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
Let's see. Kevin Ryan says, you say you want some resolution. Well, you know.
We all want to change the world. Oh, wait. I got to bring you back up. Bing!
All right. Oh, this is a deep question. I don't know if I want to tackle this on your birthday.
Mm.
This comes from Ipe. S. Ipe. He says, hi, everyone.
Ipai.
It's probably not the right format to ask. My wife and I can't have children. How did you and your wife deal with it? My wife and I are both Christians. That may be too deep. I don't wanna. Don't bring me down. Boom. It was tough. It was tough when we went through that. My wife had to have like a lot of surgeries, But we've been talking more and more about fostering before we get too much older. And I really like every time like we're with some of our friends and like there's a kid and I start playing with a kid, I can feel that pain.
Mm-hmm. Every time you see my kids running around in my background, ruining my streams.
Oh, not your kids. Yeah.
No, but like Elliot, all his kids were fostered and adopted. And actually, I've had friends, actually multiple families who were in the same situation where they were told they just could not have kids, and miracles happen. Miracles do happen.
This would be straight up miraculous just
Yeah.
because of the surgeries. The required plumbing is no longer there.
Well, miracles happen, Edwin. What's the matter? God not big enough for you?
Last Crusader lost his cat says adopt an Asian girl. Well, we'd foster somebody locally. Probably be a Polynesian kid.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Well, Red says he's so sick of surgeries. I've never had a surgery.
Yeah, I haven't either, apart from some stitches. That's about it.
Yeah, I've had stitches. Right here.
Mortal V says adopt John Malin and he might become an adult by age 50.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
Billy the Wombat says adopt Cecil. Oh, no. Yeah, Cecil wouldn't survive me. He'd catch some tough love. He's not ready for that.
Yeah. Well, Red, there's foster kids everywhere that need help. Yeah, I mean, the miracle of bringing a kid from some third world or communist ruined country, I mean, at that point you're saving a life just by bringing them to America. But there's a lot of kids in America that need help too.
Yeah. There's a lot of kids here. I mean, even in Hawaii, there's a lot of kids in the foster system, or that are waiting for foster parents. All right, so you are just under halfway through. If you had been working straight through on Lone Star, you'd be on page. You'd be into the 50s now. What's the final count? Have you got all your roughouts done on Lone Star now?
On Lone Star, it's 48. No, I've got the body of it, but I have to add my B story stuff, which is going to flesh it out to 48. So it is what it is, and it's funny because I'm trying to write Atomic Family, flesh that out so that I can get my artists started on that. So
Do you have
like I said, juggling a lot of
your main villain in place? Your main villain can't be the trash monster.
No, in my first Atomic Family story arc, they're going into the center of the Earth.
Got it.
So the main villain, who is the Iron Mask, won't be appearing. I haven't decided if he's appearing in the second or third story, but he is the main nemesis of this entire story arc. But he does not appear in the first story arc. Well, he may appear in the first story arc. But if he does appear, you're not going to know it's him. Sneaky sneakies.
Let's see. Pablo Romero Art says the problem is that Edwin will probably fix Cecil, and that will ruin him for us.
No, no one is talking about adopting from Canada.
Let's see. Captain Hilt says, Blanklist Universe, would you ever do a video or stream showing how you do comic strips, like format? His format's
boring.
simple. That's a 2-minute show.
Yeah. I can tell you, I mean, there's different ways to do it. You can either have ideas of things you want to have happen, and then you lay it out on basically a cheat sheet of story outline, or what you can do, which is probably, it's kind of what I'm doing right now, is I'm writing out the story just kind of as it comes to me, like unframed, and then I will go in if I have enough of it, and I will lay it over the plot outline or the cheat sheet. I'd use a Blake Snyder cheat sheet. It's got plot points that are required for essentially the skeletal structure of a story. And if I'm lacking certain elements in the story, comparing what I've written to what the cheat sheet explains will give me a better way to structure the story out. So, I mean, read Save the Cat if you want to be any kind of a writer. There's another book called Story by Robert McKee. It's like this thick. It's like a PhD on writing. Save the Cat is like this thick. It's like the junior college version of the same book.
Oh, that reminds me, I've got to sit down and read the Chrono Mechanics script. Because
Sean Campbell says, don't read Save the Cat.
Don't read Save the Cat. Sean Campbell's got a nice story in his Ferryman book. He did a good job with that. What was I going to say? Wednesday, Drawn and Quartered, we're doing a Jack Kirby tribute. Do we need to be more specific than that?
I suppose we need a list of everything he's created. I'm not drawing OMAC for crying out loud. Do you storyboard off that plot outline? I don't storyboard. I will take that plot outline, and I'll try to break it up into, if I'm doing a 48-page story, I will try to break it up into, I'll cut it in half, and cut it in half, and try to give myself this much room for each scene, and then I'll just write it out. I use a program called Celtics. It's sort of a free version of what's that screenwriting program? Final Draft. And it has a comic book. It's got a comic book layout, so that you're not sitting there hitting return and then typing page 18 and then return and then hitting. I'm doing this like we're doing it on an old typewriter. But it's, if you hit return, it automatically goes to the next page or the next panel or the next whatever. And it makes it just speeds up the process a little bit.
Dude, it is almost easier to see what Jack Kirby didn't create. I'm looking at the list. And it is absolutely nuts.
Sean Campbell has his own suggestions. Screenplay by Sid Field. Film directing shot by Stephen Katz. And if you're feeling froggy afterward, read some Joseph Campbell.
The X-Men, Professor X, Wasp, Wyatt Wingfoot, the Unimind, the Two-Gun Kid, Toad.
You're welcome, Captain Hills. Hey, I'm gonna go turn the AC on.
Yeah, let's see. Well, let me pull the chat back open while I'm looking at this list. Wonder Man, Warren Worthington III, a.k.a. the Angel.
That's not Gmod.
The Scarlet Witch. The Sentinel. The Sentry from the Kree, Cersei. Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos.
Oh, yep. That's right.
Franklin Storm. Well, that's a good one. Super Skrull. The Supreme Intelligence.
Really easy.
The Thing. Thor. Did he? Oh, I guess he did. Wow, there's so many. There are so many. The Power Broker. Quicksilver. The Rawhide Kid. Mr. Miracle. Really? Oh, maybe a different version of Mr. Miracle. He's done just about everything. That is nuts.
Busy guy. Busy guy. Reinvent the Eternals. I'm not reinventing anything by Kirby. Don't forget OMAC. Have you ever read OMAC?
No.
So badly written. Kirby needed Stan Lee.
I'm trying to look for something here that we maybe haven't done. Wasp and the Ant-Man would be cool.
Everyone forgets OMAC.
Or you could just go with any variants, because that would give you. You remember Yellow Jacket? You remember when Pym was Yellow Jacket?
Yep. He's crazy. That one.
Yeah,
It was Yellow Jacket when he was beating up on Wasp, right?
Yeah, he was a little temperamental. He was a little temperamental.
Ooh, Super Skrull.
Super Skrull.
Yeah, Super Skrull's rad.
He's a Super Skrull.
Dude, that's what they need to do for the Fantastic Four, because they already introduced the Skrulls with Captain Marvel. They need to do a Fantastic Four Super Skrull movie. That would be sick.
Oh yeah. Who was the artist for that Son of Satan? You remember we were looking at that? Yeah.
I forget.
Oh, that was so bad, man. Those eyebrows.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Kirby, thankfully.
No, I'm drawing a blank.
We did Wolverine. Let's see, but he mostly did the older X-Men characters.
What the heck is this?
The original roster. Cyclops. All the old blue and gold costumes. Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Beast, Angel, and Iceman. Well, you could do some of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. That's Mastermind, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Toad. Have we ever done the Scarlet Witch?
Did he ever Scarlet? Have I drawn him? Yeah, not on the channel.
I don't think we've done it for D&Q though.
No.
Oh, I didn't know that was a trick.
Darkseid. Juggernaut.
Victor says the Juggernaut. I don't know if he did the Juggernaut.
Yeah, I was gonna say Blob too, but I don't. I think those were Cockrum. Were they?
I'm going back. Let's see. No, he did do the Blob.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ray Thulu says Son of Satan was done by Gary Friedrich.
Oh, he did he did do Juggernaut. I'm the Juggernaut.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Check that out. No, Blob and the rest are Kirby. Take Mike's nerd card away. Oh, gee, sorry, Jiminy Cricket. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see. I'm trying to find.
Let's see.
I'm
Java
trying to-
Express says, "Hi Mike, would you consider doing a comic for Lone Star back in World War II? I really like the first book, and I'd like to know the backstory to these characters." You're gonna get backstory for Lone Star in issue 2, Soul of the Soldier. As far as actually doing a World War II book,
Yes.
after, you know what? Read what we got, and you can tell me if you think that's necessary after the fact. After you get it in, whenever you get it.
Oh yeah. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm being quiet. I'm trying to.
See
I'm
who
trying to remember
Kirby
what
didn't
issue.
design.
What issue this page was from. It was the Blob versus the Gray Hulk. I would have been a teenager, I think.
Everett Todd says Nam era Lone Star. Well, that's what Blood in the Jungle was going to be. I don't know. We may have to reincorporate that story somehow.
Yeah, yeah, because that's got some fun stuff. All right, let's see. Let me share my screen. This just this scene has always stayed with me, and hopefully somebody can remember who did this. I found part of the pages, but I can't remember who drew this thing.
That's Dale Keown.
And so this is Grey Hulk versus the Blob. Ha! Gotcha! Strength against strength, Hulk. And the way you are now, you're no match for me. Heck, you were barely stronger than me when you were green. I hate it when I'm compared to him. You blew it, Lord Butt. You hacked me off. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Immovable Blob, huh? Can't be hurt, Blob. Let's test that out. He just grabbed 2 handfuls of Blob and just started stretching them.
The Blob is not as strong as the Hulk. What is he even thinking?
Yeah, well, the Blob was kind of being braggadocious.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I remember in the panel before this, he starts crying to the Hulk, saying, "That's not how my powers work."
Captain Hiltz asks, "Think Monster Hunt and Soul the Soldier will arrive before Christmas?" I would be very, very pissed off at myself if you did not get them by Christmas. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Java Express. We will figure it out, because I definitely want to get the origin story for Jim Powers, aka Pastor,
Yeah.
and I still want to have that other unknown soldier, and I want to be able to show you. I want to be able to show you like Lone Star, like doing cool stuff in World War II.
So we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll make it work.
Dale says, "We would be so good at doing audiobooks. Mike has the accents. Edwin has a great voice. Would make a great team." Si, senor. What's up, Esse? Oh, thank you for the birthday wishes, Flake, and everyone who I may have missed. Ought to just see what John Malin feels like doing. He will have something pretty good.
Everett Todd says, "How many unknown soldiers are there?" Or when you get to Heart of the Hero, you got Lone Star, right? You've got Hothead. Oh, but you're going to get... All right, you got Lone Star.
I'll make it easy for you. There's 6 at a time. There have been many more than 6 over the span of the century, but there's 6 at a time. No, you've got a great English accent, and I've heard you do others too. Yeah, that wasn't English, that was Scottish. But
If there's ever time to bridge it, though, when you bridge Six Gun Samurai into Dr. Livingston, you need to do something with the Rough Riders.
Yeah, I know. That's the plan.
Because that was two of my characters that were going to be in, two of my characters in my mind. You know, I hadn't finalized it, but I saw them as descendants of Rough Riders.
Interesting.
Because Livingston would have needed some muscle in the interim.
You know what? I should talk to Adam Glass about possibly doing some sort of a crossover with Rough Riders. He does his book Rough Riders for what's that company with the broken glass logo?
Let's see. What is his name? Adam
Glass?
Adam Glass. Rough Riders. Hang on. I'll pull it up. It is. Well, I found it on Amazon. Aftershock.
Yeah, Aftershock. So, any ladies on the squad?
Spoilers.
Spoilers and spoilers.
You
Point of
shall
personal-
find out.
Last Crusader says point of personal privilege. Point of personal privilege. I don't feel that the loss of my cat has emotionally impacted the overall conversation. I am triggered. Hashtag triggered.
Did you see Professor Geeks?
No. Oh, hey. Thank you, Professor Geek, who says, "Happy birthday, Mike. Buy yourself something pretty. For $2, I will go and buy Kit Kat or something."
Yeah, it's pretty. Jiminy Cricket, Edwin, what happened with Blood in the Jungle? So you mean Off-Worlder? Ben just needs to focus on some other stuff right now. Off-Worlder I believe, is going to be relaunched with Mike Barron. I've got to check in with him and see where they're at on that.
Jiminy says, actually, just looked at it again. It doesn't say it's been canceled. The note just says, your transaction to Off-Worlder by Mike Barron plus Blood in the Jungle on Indiegogo has been refunded.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it works. Yeah, he's lost his cat. 8 days, did you say? 10 days? 8 days, 10 days? So I don't think all hope is lost. I've had cats disappear for longer than that. But hopefully Last Crusader will get his cat back. Unless he didn't like that particular cat.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stories in the history of the Unknown Soldiers that need to get told.
Yeah. It's a century's worth.
Yeah.
It is a century's worth.
Even just Dr. Livingston's part is cool from the outline you gave me.
Yeah, that was the initial. That's how my whole. Oh, shoot! I was about to spoil something.
Yeah. I sat down with Mike one night, and he took about an hour, and he went through it for me, and it's cool. There is a big overarching story line that extends through the Blacklist universe, but there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room to tell these cool stories. Yeah. It's just some of them need to get writ and then maybe passed off to other artists and such when you get to that point. Right. Mm-hmm. Just because there's no way unless you take the next 20 years, there's no way you can draw all this. You just can't. It's too much.
Victor says, Mike, if you were a super soldier like that, would you still be wearing your uniform from the Civil War in the present? I don't know. If it was as cool as a bomber jacket from World War II, I might. That's the thing. A bomber jacket from World War II is still just as cool today as it was back then.
Yeah, but
I don't think a Civil War trench coat has quite the same appeal.
Yeah, no, and there's some situational differences. In Blood in the Jungle, he had a modified uniform. Yeah, he's not rocking through the jungle in a bomber jacket.
Right. Yeah. No, I just sported the T-shirt.
Yeah. Weldon's cover for that looks so good too. I want to see.
I know.
I've got to revamp that, but that's got to wait till like a different campaign. Yeah.
Well, is anything on the cover exclusive to Ravage?
I would redo the cover. I would redo. I love it, but I would change if I'm just gonna if we were just gonna put it solely within the Blacklist universe.
I mean, honestly, the way Weldon draws characters, they are generic enough that we could just make that an entire squad for soldiers.
I would lose the reptilians, and
right.
Zonians, right? If it was going to be solely within the Blacklist universe and not in some kind of metaverse, there were some plot points I would change, and I would work it to But it would still be Blood in the Jungle. What I would do is there are other things in the night besides vampires, and I would chase down some of those angles.
Well, I'm just thinking, because in the Blacklist universe now, because of what I'm doing with the Atomic Family, the Hollow Earth is real.
Oh,
that could be an interesting side angle on the Blood in the Jungle story arc.
Are there reptilians in the?
I haven't created any as yet, but there are dragons / dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, I'm just
giants.
thinking about the cosmology of your world and how things work.
Right.
So I put it in a metaverse so I didn't get.
I do have a reptilian from the Dr. Moreau story.
If they're going into a Hollow Earth, though, I could make that work. A couple of plot points come into mind, but then I would want to see how that ties in with Atomic Family because you might set something up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, that's the thing, is that the Hollow Earth. It's like they're gonna go and they're gonna visit, and it's gonna be one civilization within the Hollow Earth, which is the size of the freaking globe. So it's not like it's gonna be the only civilization in the Hollow Earth, right? It's like it's just gonna be them visiting Wichita.
Ben Punchetti says, "I want to be a Mr. Hyde type villain." Oh, good choice. If I could, when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up to be Sebastian Shaw. I thought he was
so badass.
Yeah.
Not so much in the movie, but in the comics.
No, not in the movie, but like in the comics, he just seemed like he's got the fancy suits on, but like once the bow tie comes off, like
the only guy in the Marvel universe that can pull off the Wolverine sideburns.
And I guess if he got powered up enough, he could probably rip one of Wolverine's arms off.
Yeah, I love that scene where he's just making Wolverine heavier and heavier and heavier until he can't lift himself off the ground. He just falls through the ground.
I think in the 90s or the O's, I think like his son has got some kind of weird phasing powers, and his son does something and sticks his hand into Sebastian's heart and like halfway unphases. Yeah, I was like, oh, well, that kind of sucks.
Captain Health says, is Hollow Earth like the Savage Land, or would that just be one small piece? Is it more of an alternate universe? Well, I mean, you can think of it as an alternate planet. Like, I mean, it's almost the size of the Earth, but it's just inverted, right? I'm following.
Oh boy, if there's a Hollow Earth, you can do a Warlord style Khazar kind of thing.
I can do all kinds of crap.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is I can have technologies that are pre-flood. I can have technologies that are from different time eras that have just fallen through the different, gateways into the Hollow Earth, and I can have all this stuff. I wanted to have Nazis down there, but my daughter's like, no, this is stupid. You do too many Nazis.
Yeah, I think at this point there.
Oh
has
no,
now
Last
been-
Crusader said it. Nazis live in the Hollow Earth by way of Antarctica.
there- well, at this point, I think there's been more fictional Nazis than actual Nazis.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get Mike Grell to pencil it for you. I wonder what
Watch your mail here.
is he even? I hadn't thought about Mike Grell in a bit.
Mhm.
Who does not interest me?
Mike Grell is 72.
Everett Todd says every super team has beaten up Nazis. They're great villains because everyone agrees that they're villains. You know, it's like, hey, who do you want to kick the crap out of?
People agree.
How about the Mexicans? No. How about a group of black people? No. Well, I guess everyone else agrees you can beat up any given group of white people. But Nazis are just villains. Everybody agrees that Nazis are bad guys except for the neo-Nazis. And who cares what they think?
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
Nazis had UFO tech.
Kentron Yad says the J team hasn't beaten up any Nazis yet.
Justice Team? What is the J Team? I haven't I haven't
Don
followed that
Justice
story.
and the J team, they're taking the Runaways, and so the whole thing with the Runaways, like this whole time, they've never had costumes. They're just kind of doing stuff, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's kind of going to be like a takeoff on Thunderbolts a little bit, but they're going to put them all in costumes. And I'm guessing, I don't know this for certain, but I think Doc Justice is a Doom bot.
Hmm.
The funny thing about that Runaways, it doesn't sell anything. I mean, it doesn't break 10,000 sales a month, but people pirate the heck out of it. So
Oh,
it's so
really?
weird. There's demand for it, but nobody will spend any money for it.
Well, at least they're trying. I gotta give them that. Like, legitimately, that we may. I mean, I haven't yet because I haven't paid any attention. But people may make fun of the J Team stuff, but at least they're trying something different, which is what we've been telling them to do.
Yeah.
Right? Not all of us, but I mean that's what the whole Comicsgate thing is like. Hey, if you want to ruin something new. Or
Yeah,
you know, if you want to do something SJW or whatever, do it. Make something new and do it with that. And now they're doing something, and people are giving them crap for that too. It's like,
Oh, I don't have that.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
you're saying there is no scenario in which we can win? Yes.
Well,
Could you please just quit and hand over the reins of Marvel to someone else?
Well, I think part of that is just chasing that formula. Like when people are trying to figure out what to talk on their YouTube videos. Like, okay, there's 2 things from Star Wars I can hit this month. I'll make fun of maybe 5 different comic books. And then, you know what I mean? And then we'll harvest Twitter for some salt. We can do some Twitter drama stuff.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, it's fun to poke at something that is genuinely ridiculous, right?
yeah.
But just trying to nitpick things and trying to find something, trying to shoehorn ridiculousness into something that may be just silly. I don't know. It's forcing drama that I just
Eden,
not really
are
my
you doing
shtick.
any work now? When's the last time you made some art?
Me?
Eden.
Oh, Eden. I know Eden. Jeez.
I made some art. Today I made your card, remember?
Oh, get the card. Where's the card? The kids made me a card.
Oh,
I
cool.
think it's in the kitchen.
After I see your cord, I'm gonna have to log off for the evening.
Okay.
It's on your mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up too. It's almost midnight. Please play the YouTube for the J Team. It's hilarious. The J Team will be armed with milkshakes.
Bring all the boys to the yard.
Do I now?
That'll certainly bring all the boys to the yard.
Oh, the milkshake?
Yeah.
What boy? I don't get
The
it.
milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
I don't
My
get it.
life is better than yours.
I still don't-
Du-du-du-du.
Nope, I have no idea what you're talking about, Edwin.
Really?
All right. All right, so here's the front
Diamond.
by Eden.
I'll take that picture.
It's him as Lone Star.
In case it's not obvious, it's me as Lone Star.
Nice.
On the back, this is JoJo's, and this is Elijah's, and it's Lone
Me and the
Star.
boys.
This is one of the bad guys from the first issue. This is Iron Cross, and that's Svarog. All very happy. Oh, it's me and the boys.
Oh, I love the Iron Cross, man.
Me and the boys, I guess they're saying.
Is that Kevin Smith? Oh no, that's Hothead down there. Who did the Iron Cross?
Oh, it's me and the boys. No, this is all Elijah.
Nice.
Me and the
Nice.
boys switching names when we have a substitute teacher. Oh, it's a meme. So he copied a meme. And then on the inside we have Isaac's, which is Lone Star and some weird, I don't understand who this is, nor do I understand why Lone Star has a goatee and no shirt. And yeah, so that I don't get either. And then here we have Micah's drawing of Lone Star with a vampire with a top hat, clown shoes. I think he doesn't have a shirt on underneath either. And then here is a dead cyber frog.
Is that? Well, I think I see a cyber frog. It looks like he's got a shoulder cat though, or is that? No, that's just his shoulder pad. Well, Mike, that
So
send Lone Star to the fan edition, I guess. Lone Star is the mayor of Tasty Town.
I guess Lone Star killed cyber frog
Oh no!
with a knife. JoJo didn't try. Well, this is JoJo trying. I'm not quite sure what he was trying, but he tried. There's circular shapes.
Oh, that's his name.
Oh, that's his name.
You gotta turn it upside down.
Bat Goat says 20
Oh.
confirmed.
20 confirmed.
Oh, and then he gave up with the other.
It's a
J.
Joe. Yeah, Batgoat, I'm not selling my birthday card that my kids drew me. Thank you.
Have a code
Appreciate it,
2020.
but you're gonna have to bid way more than 20. No, just kidding.
21.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up then, eh?
Yeah, man. Happy birthday one more time, brother.
Well, thank you, sir. I got 12 more minutes to go celebrate. JoJo drew the universe. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you, Eden, for standing behind me occasionally and saying weird things. And thank you, Edwin, for sharing these hours for my birthday.
Absolutely, brother.
All right. Aloha, everyone. Thanks for the birthday wishes and for hanging out with me. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Aloha.